Hey, Pedego Corporate, it's Joe Marcoux. I'm with Brian Newman, like your number one dealer from Pedego La Quinta. And I just did some sales training with his crew. Brian hopped in and out, and especially his new guys. We'll call them his FNGs, his flippin' new guys. So, Brian, I mean, you've been the number one dealer with Pedego more than one occasion, right?
Yeah. We sell a lot of bikes and we do a lot of Pedego action. And every time I scrape myself, I bleed a little bit of Pedego. So
nice.
There's something to be said there.
Well, so you and I have had a couple of conversations. I mean, and you're obviously well seasoned in the sales department. And it was interesting because you had said to me, hey, you know what, there might be something in terms of my process that I could, ask you, Joe, that you could throw something new to, especially your new guys. I mean, when you're the number one store, it's one thing to say, hey, listen, I mean, do you actually need more training? Like, it might get you a quick bump, but it's the new guys that you want to be able to onboard real quick. So you got a chance to see some of the video and get some feedback from Aaron and from Rob, who's, Rob himself has been in sales for a long time. What's your feedback? What do you think? Was the training good in your mind?
Yeah, no, it was super valuable, Joe. Obviously, it took us a long time to connect with you. We kind of had a pretty core group of guys, and we all really had a good grasp of what we were doing. And obviously, our sales results had probably proven themselves. However, with the way the world and things have changed, and staffing, which we've had conversations about, it's a little bit more difficult these days. You're having to bring in people that might not have as much information in their brain of how to apply. And I'm now finding that although I'm pretty darn good at making the sales of this and communicating with people, and having to potentially stereotype or profile, and those are good or bad words in regards to our customers quickly, I'm having a hard time doing that with potential staff. So I thought to myself, there might be an avenue where my staff that are newer, that maybe aren't catching on to my processes and how I do it as quickly, because I do take it a little bit for granted. I've been doing it for a while. I have to detach myself and remember what it was like to know nothing.
Right.
And that's not as easy.
Yeah.
And I'm not an expert at revisiting the beginning stages and remembering those things. So, you deal with this on a regular basis, and it's helped dramatically, I think. Some of our newer guys, they have great things to say about you. You make it fun. Obviously, it's an 8-hour setup. So we did 4 weeks over, two hours each week. So it could get a little overbearing. These guys are coming in 2 hours before the doors open. And then luckily they're achieving the sessions and then jumping right into the store, right? So they're applying like immediately. They're learning and then putting in a position to apply. So
nice.
I watched all the videos, a couple of them which I was on with you, and I even got a handful of tidbits that I think I'm going to be able to sharpen.
It's good.
So it was definitely worth every dollar. I am disappointed we didn't get to have you firsthand, because I've come to find you're a really fun dude, and it would have been enjoyable to have you down.
I'll get there, man. I promise you. I'm going to make my way. Because when I heard, when you've told me some of the stuff about barbecue and everything else that you were just talking about before we started recording, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to get over and hang out with Brian.
Yeah.
We'll make that happen.
Anytime, man. So no, I really appreciate it. And if any of the other dealers are watching this video, I mean, obviously we've had success without Joe. So, Joe 100% is not required, but as a dealer that has had success, I would tell you, if you're on the fence, you should absolutely do this, because not only are you going to learn something, but your staff are going to learn quite a bit as well. And then you get to keep the videos, and you might be able to have other future staff check those videos out, or refresh. So it's a wealth of knowledge. It's something that we all need to get better at. It's nothing that any of us, even Joe will admit that he's still learning stuff every day.
Every time. I pay for coaching.
Yeah, and I like the idea of maybe doing like a refresh with a handful of employees going forward, or maybe we do a second go on this and just say, hey, this is what we started on, and this is what we've done, and these are the things we're seeing, and then, pick your brain for some future
for sure,
tidbits.
For sure.
So I really appreciate the help on it. And like I said, Don and Cassidy, thanks so much for giving us the access to Joe. He's been very valuable for us.
I'm going to end it right there. So thanks, Pedego, for the support that you leave for your dealers. And Brian, thanks, man.
Thanks, Joe.